here, the Strange Brew. Let's see what's going on.
That was my set. Thank you so much. Good night. So flattered. Thank you. Wow. It's a funny joke, right?
Quite the scene. So yes, I'm here at the Strange Brew pub.
Take note of that. I am alone and frail.
That's really hard to believe.
That's really hard to believe? Oh no, I'm not even from here, man. I'm very lonely, so. I was raised by Jews.
Woo!
And thank you very much. Great start there. Yeah, right. That I agree. We lived in Florida, so it was kind of weird, right? Like they were very unorthodox Jews. Like first of all, they ate ham, which is kind of weird. We celebrated Christmas. I can point with this now, which is cool. I feel like a wizard. Anyways, they ate ham. We lived in Florida, pretty unorthodox. But as you can imagine, since they're Jews, they had to fit in, right? So they had the really inexpensive, like, tanning lotion. So they were real Florida orange Jews, if you will. Off to a great start. It's only going to get worse from here. So I recently was eating some shaved ice, but I still managed to get a hair in my mouth. Like, what? It's crazy, because it's shaved. You know, good thing I'm not lactose intolerant. All right, enough with the puns. I tell all that silly stuff, though, because I really do have a bad habit with hair falling into my food. It's happened a lot, more often than I'd like. But this one time in particular, I was eating a sandwich, my dad was there, I found a little hair in my food, and my dad was like, well, I hope that's not a short and curly hair. And I didn't know what he meant by that as a child. I was like, well, okay, you know. And then later on I realized he hates Jews. So, which is weird because if it was Aryan hair, the sandwich would still taste awful, right? It doesn't matter. Like, I'm just really confused. Someone was like, no, that's a pubes joke. He was like, I hope there wasn't a pube in your sandwich. That's what he was saying. But I was like, no, I've seen my dad naked. He loves pubes. I don't think he would joke about such a topic. Yeah, I wrote that down and memorized it. I used to have a job rolling burritos at 5 in the morning, which is just as exciting as it sounds. And it was cool though. They would always tell me, they'd be like, Patrick, before you leave the workplace, you need to leave it how you'd like to find it. And I was like, all right, I get you. So I'd tidy it up, I'd make it all nice and neat, and then abracadabra, I'd set it on fire. And they were like, whoa. Like, yeah, it was very upsetting to discover. When he was training me to roll these burritos at 5 in the morning, he would describe the final product of a burrito as a tight butthole, which already is my least favorite place on earth, and then you add kids to anything, it makes it less fun, so you're just like, this training method didn't get any better for me. I was pretty upset. And then when my boss told me why they fired him, that same morning, my cat had scooted, and unlocked my phone with her butthole. So it was just already too many. I had to get out. I quit the same day. It was too many in the business, just too many. I still eat them, the burritos, not the butts. But I just can't roll them anymore. Whatever happened to moats? We were just like, we got fences and we were like, you know what, we're done. We don't need to dig the ditches anymore. I'm a moat man. I wish I could have a moat. My biggest issue is I don't have a lot of enemies. Believe it or not, I do this. I don't have a lot of enemies. So that's a lot of moat meat money right out of your pocket, and I can't afford that. But I imagine that if you were able to afford a moat, the enemies would come with it. As the famous saying goes, we all know it, moat money, moat problems. So if that happens, we'd be like, oh shit, he's definitely getting tons of enemies. Because I just can't, and I know you're all thinking right now, besides, please get off the stage, you're all thinking, hey, why don't you get one of those dry moats with like the spikes at the bottom, low maintenance, you don't have to take care of any animals. But that's an awful idea. First of all, I don't want to wake up in the morning looking at someone grabbing their entrails on a, stuck on a spike. I don't want that, Who wants that? Secondly, that's like the lowest tier of moat. All these other moat owners, they're going to scoff at me. They're going to put me in the funny section of Wet Moat Monthly. Who wants that in their life, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go all the way. So, aren't you having a great 30th birthday? You're like, man, I'm gonna think about modes for like till I'm 31 at least. Isn't that great? Hell yeah, that's great. I'm glad. Yeah, that was my motif, if you will. So thanks on that. This is actually a local thing that I learned when I moved here. It's Boston, but that's local enough, I think. There was this real thing that happened. There was this big tank of molasses that exploded once in Boston. And apparently the streets still smell like syrup. But it's just it's crazy to me, it exploded and it's molasses, so it's not like a tsunami where people have to run. They're just kind of jogging, they have their pancake sticks, But they're doing that, so then they got the numbers, right? I looked it up, they got the numbers. So there was only 4 or 5 deaths, 6 people were injured, and only 3 people were molested. So, and that's what I'm gonna leave you on, that horrible, sticky joke. I've been Patrick McKinstry.
Double forever. I will try, oh, whatever I try. I will be gone, but not forever. The real truth about it is, no one gets it right. The real truth about it is, oh, we're all supposed to try. There ain't no end to the sands I've been trying to cross. The real truth about it is, my kind of life is no better off. If it's on the maps or if it's lost, and we will try, you know, whatever we try, we will be gone, but not forever. And we will try, you know, whatever we try, we will be gone, but not forever. The real truth about it is, there ain't no end to the desert I'll cross. I've really known it all along. Oh, mama, here comes midnight with the dead moon in its jaw. Must be the big star about to fall. Oh, mama, here comes midnight with the dead moon in its jaw. Must be the big star about to fall. Oh, mama, here comes midnight with the dead moon in its jaw. Must be the big star about to fall. Long dark blues, the will-o'-the-wisp. Long dark blues, the big star is falling. Long dark blues, through the static and distance. Long dark blues, a farewell transmission. Long dark blues, listen. Long dark blues, listen. This was so much fun. Thank you guys. Oh my gosh. Thanks a lot. This was a blast.
There we go. I want to see if I can get the name of that stuff I've been drinking, because it tastes like Reese's peanut butter cups.
Jensen.
Can you tell me what I was just drinking? What's the name of that drink?
Albarium, the cluster nutter.
The cluster nutter?
Yeah, Albarium.
Alvarium.
Yeah, you want to see it?
It was delicious. Yeah?
Good, right?
Oh, it was. You want to talk about possible alcoholism on that alone? Thank you. That was excellent. Okay. Okay. This is the. Although it's early, I've seen a few good acts, and it's it's time for me to head back to Deberg. So tomorrow, well, tomorrow's another day. But tonight, I'm glad I came out. It was an interesting time.